only tell the truth to you. I can't cheat. Honesty is the best policy if I want you to be with me.
How come all the black men die in X-Men movies? If I was a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not because that's what they want us to believe, I would say that 20th Century Fox has it in for any positive black male role model, and that is why they never survive in an X-Men film. In contrast, the MCU has cultivated several black men as heroes. James Rhodes, or Rhodey, Sam Wilson, also known as the Falcon, and T'Challa, the Black Panther. And the DC Cinematic Universe has several as well, albeit not as pristine. Victor Stone, Cyborg, Deadshot. They even kept Black Manta alive. The XCU goes out of its way to discard the smattering of black men they have loitering about. For Wrath the Pursuer, by the way. Jaimin Hansu, Amistad. It's blatant misappropriation that rivals the incredulity I felt when Chris Claremont introduced Thunderbird, the only Native American character at the time, as one of the new X-Men when Marvel Comics rebooted the series, only to promptly kill him off one issue into the run. It would have been better to not introduce him in the first place than to give me false hope from their legacy. When X-Men was released in 2000, I was like any other fanboy, elated and pleasantly surprised by how good it was. We knew that none of the protagonists were in danger, although the changes from the comic book canon were staggering. Bryan Singer had did a good job of translating this band of misfits quietly living in upstate New York and occasionally heading to the city in a military-grade stealth bomber to combat other mutants from the flat page to the cinema stage. I forgave the Tyler Bates Sabretooth because of Ray Park. I forgave Hugh Jackman's physical height for his emotional weight. I even forgave Halle Berry. She made Swordfish, Monsters Ball, and Gothica after this. The forgiveness is justified. Looking at the team, it was reminiscent of the first team introduced by Stan Lee in the 1960s. Right. Put the women all the way in the back. Scott Summers and Jean Grey, 2/3 of the original squad, plus the addition of Storm, comprised the entire roster. Compared to today, that seems rather light, but we were also introduced to Rogue and Logan, as well as cameos from Kitty Pryde, no, this one, and Bobby Drake, who play more prominent roles in later films. Diversity is not explored in this first film of its kind. If we wanted diversity in its ethnicity, we need to reach back quite a few years to the Blade trilogy. And Colt 45's Harvey Dent. I would have loved to have seen Billy D. Williams take on Two-Face. What? They did? Oh, everything is awesome. And Halle Berry doesn't count. Didn't explore Storm's background at all, or even give her much of a personality. And Berry herself is half white, and as Storm, her hair is all white. No black men to kill in this film. But if it's any consolation, all of the non-human looking mutants in this film are either killed or presumed dead. Mystique survived because she can look human. X-Men 2, X-Men United, released in 2003, is arguably the best film in the first trilogy, and maybe the third best of all of the X films. The diversity increases. You now have very tall characters and another blue person. The introduction of Nightcrawler and the kid with the lizard tongue on Hero side, and Kelly Hu as Logan's foil, doesn't even open the diversity envelope. Rest assured, Hu's Lady Deathstrike dies horribly and definitively. No black men were killed in the making of this film. X3, The Final Stand, is overall a disappointment and has no place in this article, even with the appearance of Dania Ramirez, or Bill Duke as Trask for that matter. The trilogy aside, let's examine how the next set of X movies discount black men in the XCU. X-Men First Class is the second best film in the series and truer to the source material. The recasting of Charles Xavier, Eric Lensher, and Hank McCoy breathed new life into the series without diminishing the performances of Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and even Kelsey Grammer, late to the party as he was. I know, Kelsey was in Last Stand. I of course mean Nicholas Hoult. First Class introduced both Darwin, the first black male character, played by Edie Gathegi, star of Briar Patch, recurring roles on House, Life on Mars, CSI Miami, Veronica Mars, Nikita, Into the Badlands, and solid performances in Gone Baby Gone, The Blacklist Redemption, and The Twilight Saga. And Angel, also brown, played by Zoe Kravitz. Given that up to this point, the only skin color prominently displayed other than pink was blue, this was a step in the right direction. My objection to killing Darwin is not because he's black. My objection to killing Darwin is that it's Darwin whose his mutant power is not dying. Did Jane Goldman, Ashley Edward Miller, Matthew Vaughn, and Zach Stentz all not know this? Or did killing Darwin clean up the major concern? Darwin is the most powerful mutant in the film. Can't have that now, can we? After establishing how powerful Eric is and how powerful Sebastian Shaw appears, it would really muddy the waters to showcase an additional powerhouse. The argument can be made that Darwin was simply too inexperienced to avoid being killed by Shaw, if they didn't also play loosey-goosey with Shaw's power set as well. It appears as if Shaw absorbs all kinds of energy, and not just kinetic energy, as he does in the comic books. Actually, in the comics, all Shaw can do with the kinetic energy he absorbs is increase his strength, which is fine. Our writers could have worked with that. And this is the inequity. By making Shaw stronger and making Darwin weaker, we have an antagonist who is in no way threatened by anyone. Certainly that adds to the sweetness of his defeat at the end, but Dr. Leonard McCoy wouldn't have approved. Damn it, man, you could have at least acted like it was a hard decision. By the time X-Men Days of Future Past comes along, the baby has been thrown out with the bathwater. Our brave scriptwriters, Jane Goldman and Matthew Vaughn again, have decided to trim the fat and kill off any characters that don't profit the film, like the entire Brotherhood, and bench Havoc, whose powers in this movie would be a game changer. We do have the benefit of being introduced to Bishop, which was immediately exciting, especially how he was initially used as a time conduit, perfect for this film, and a brave move if the writers had decided that Bishop was who we needed to go back in time. Omar Sy, a popular French actor with credits such as The Untouchables and Jurassic World, would be a fun watch as he convinces a young Charles and a young Eric to work together to save the future. That is not what we got. Instead, we see him die at the hands of the Sentinels. An implausible death, as Bishop, a mutant with the ability to absorb energy just like Sebastian Shaw, is killed absorbing energy. This is like Storm getting struck by lightning. Bishop literally blows up, and that spits in everyone's face. What a literal waste of a good character. What a literal. When Deadpool 2 decided to kill Wade's entire team, it didn't feel like they were targeting Terry Crews. It was played for laughs. But in Days of Future Past, killing Storm and Bishop back to back made me want to protest. And the last two movies, Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, they don't count. We'll put them right next to The Last Stand on that part of the shelf that's hard to reach. I feel obliged to mention X-Men Origins, Wolverine, simply because it does contain another underused and killed off black character. Wraith, played by Will.i.am. John Wraith has the ability to teleport, a popular mutant ability used by a few characters in the XCU. In a poorly written scene, Wraith is fighting Victor Creed, who gains the upper hand by predicting where Wraith will teleport next. Why didn't Wraith simply Azazel? With any luck, all of this needless killing of black men will cease now that Disney has acquired Fox from Marvel, the intellectual property known as the X-Men. Say it loud. Mutant and proud. Black Lives Matter.
I just don't understand it. Gas all high. More bills than money can pay. And I see brothers with fancy cars, fancy clothes, fancy things. And I wonder to myself, where did I go wrong? This year's the roughest I've seen in my career. Nothing that I'm putting down is really moving in. Thought I was blessed with some sort of kind of ear. But then lately, it is no benefit. They stand waiting so patiently, while nothing's happening. Selling me together for thick and thin. So where's the thick of it? So what we gonna do? What must I do to make this work for you? After all we managed, tired of the struggle and know that so are you. I don't understand it. Try to live a life of honesty, of never shortcutting it. Working 7 to 3, always making my paychecks legitimately. Tempted to do other things to compensate. What do I have to show for my good deeds? Empty bank account, a new bill every week. Time slow, you hold me down, but the stress is killing me. What must I do to make this work for you? I don't understand it. Try to make it work and don't know. Don't make sense to me. I'm losing my mind, baby. Oh, what must I do to make this right for you? I can't fight this feeling. What must I do to make it work for you? I can't take it no more. Listen, I have a frustration. Why can't I make ends meet? I don't understand it. Will I have to break the law this week? Oh yeah. Tell me more about it. What must I do to what must I do? I don't know. I don't understand it. What must I do to make it work for you? What am I supposed to do? I can't take it no more. What must I do to make things right for you? I can't fight this feeling. What must I do to make it work for you? I can't fight this feeling. What must I do to make things right for you? Yeah. I can't take it no more. I have a frustration. So what do I have to do? Do I have to rob a bank? Do I have to hold a brother up to let him know I'm serious? Oh,